Hello everybody, my name is Sergey Lishkevich. I will present you the paper The Principles of Training in the Field of Telecommunications at the Base of a Learning System by me, Saisnikov, Lishkevich, Baranova, Yuditskaya, Kolb, Dunchik and Lebedeva from Belarusian State University. The paper presents the theoretical background of system of training in the field of telecommunications and intermediate results of its implementation with the help of a learning platform at the Aerospace Education Center of Belarusian State University. The aim of the work was to make the educational process more effective by engaging students in learning process through their involvement in the collaborative classroom projects within a special educational course. The process of self-organization, of reasonable cooperation and mutual exchange of information inside a small group of students in the competitive environment have been analyzed. The analysis of video recordings made it possible to find solutions for human factor related problems and to avoid serious conflicts. Modern industry requires a perfect system of human relationships. Rational relationships within a production team allow to find new fields of economic activity and help the enterprise to survive in a crisis situation. Since students easily learn and tend to use in their professional activities since seen at the university, the model of such relationships should be visible to them during the education. Also, they must see skills of operating modern equipment, ecological behavior, ways of solving personal problems, and so on. Most researchers tend to agree that coordinated activity based at the principles of rational cooperation allow to increase individual productivity in any fields of activity. Since the positive influence of cooperation on our cognitive abilities is determined genetically, it should be used in the educational process. Some disagreement exists there with the process of education. Student group usually consists of 20-25 people. Such a group cannot act as a single system because it is designed for individual work. Since roles and responsibilities are duplicated during academic tasks, there is an opportunity to exploit a desk mate, making individual work less effective. Working in a small group can produce better results and is useful for students' psychological ability to work. Now, a few words about group structure. A small group is a relatively isolated association of peoples who interact, depend on, and influence each other. Such a group is formed in order to achieve some goal. Participants perform various duties and coordinate their activities. As a result, some form of organization appear. Effective group usually consists of people with different knowledge and experience. The number of members should be sufficiently large to ensure constructive interaction and sufficiently small to create no obstacles for discussion. Most academic tasks can be solved by a group from 3 to 5 students. Such quantity reduces decision-making time and accelerates the process of group forming. Each group member must play his own role. Example roles are shaper, implementer, resource investigator, outcast. The role playing is necessary for the group existence and for the survival of each individual. This fundamental law works similarly for animals. The role of shaper is one of the main roles. At the left of slide we can see the picture taken from our video recordings. It illustrates the moment of group forming, as the person at the foreground is trying to take the role of shaper. As the main personal quality of an effective shaper or leader is a group responsibility. The role of shaper is quite tricky. There are another role that should be supposed as one of the driving forces too. The role of outcast that is important for group stability. The presence of outcast allows to discharge tensions during moments of conflict. The group is existing time. The processes that take place in the group are reflected at the next picture. The group begins from the stage of forming. The forming is one of the most important stages. The social connections are established, the essence of the work is evaluated, each member is identified as a part of the group. The second stage is storming. It is the group comes out of its equilibrium state, tension arises, and the roles of each member are clarified. The roles of the leader, the expert, the performer, as well as the role of the outcast are determined. The next stage is norming. The group return to its equilibrium state. The norming takes a lot of time. Here we must notice that there are concepts such as cohesion and tension. Cohesion is stabilizing factor. It means support and sense of security. It is necessary to complete project. However, if the equilibrium is absolute, the group goal became secondary. Tension takes the group out of equilibrium in this case. Tension creates dissatisfaction and the desire to return to the original equilibrium state. The group must come to some kind of consensus concerning the project in this case. The group must maintain a balance between cohesion and tension for the optimal performance. The level of tension depends on the interest and importance of the task to all participants. Usually, after the project is realized, the group tends to disappear. Now we can conclude that a small group is a very complex system and that some preliminary training is required for our students to be participants of such group. We supposed that some activity within a minimum group of 2 people help to learn cooperation, to determine roles of participants and to form the effective group. Preparation of materials and presentation of courses can be used as such activity. The picture taken from our video recording presented such activity. The students perform the role of a teacher at the lecture. The students note a significant positive impact of self-organization of lecture sessions on the development of active analytical thinking and other skills. A change in the structure of the educational activities has an impact on the quality of knowledge acquired, as well as the interest and motivation of learners. Also, it improves the loyalty of students to the teacher and to the university. This table presents the list of advantages and drawbacks prepared by our students concerning such a system of presenting lectures. There are experience in public speaking, common language of communication, and so on. The role of the teacher mostly was to support materials and to prepare some recommendations concerning students' activity. After the lecture course organized according to the method described above, small groups of students have realized a number of projects related with the studied material. They had ability to estimate the project states of their classmate by a secret ballot through e-learning system after listening the teacher opinion concerning the projects. As a result, the final rating of projects is presented at the bottom of the slide. Suddenly, my estimation is very close to the student rating, with a few exceptions. And the conclusions. Presented method enhances student ability to self-organize and ultimately allows them to independently formulate their educational needs and to satisfy them. This approach involves students working in teams on projects based on topics previously covered in the course of lectures. The project work is organized in such ways as to allow students to independently divide themselves into teams, to choose a project topic, to search for necessary information, to organize the work, to present the obtained results and estimate the project state of their classmates by a secret ballot through a learning system after listening the teacher opinion concerning the project states. Learning on specific tasks of enterprise engaged in the field of students' future qualification is the best of all possible methods that allow training in accordance with the most modern trends in the labor market concerning studied course. Thank you for your attention.